What's up, crazy visual performers? STV here, and we are in motion. And I swore to share everything I learned about vjing, and I'm vjing since 2003, and to share everything with you so you can become better VJs, so we can all push the vjing scene forward and make it legit. So what I'm going to do today is create decks for a pack that we are releasing soon. And this tutorial is kind of not a tutorial, but just you and me creating a deck. I'll try to edit it as less as possible, and the reason is that you can not only see how I do stuff, but also why I do stuff and how my mind works. And that's it. Without further ado, let's dive in. So this pack has 4 different scenes. This is the Samoan scene, and here we can see the main loop of it, the main clip. So the main clip is starting with a blank wall and opens up, and then there is a light that comes out and moves in the scene, and then it closes, and then all the wall closes and everything starts again. Or of course you can play it the reverse, it will work the same. So this is the main thing, and I made another clip which it's called tease. So tease is just teasing parts of this scene out, and you can see it's divided to 4 parts. This is 4 seconds, this is another 4 seconds, another 4 seconds, and the last 4 seconds. So what we can do with this clip is take it, drop it in the beginning of our scene, of our deck, and then let's create a copy of it. And here we can create 4 different clips. The first one will end in 4 seconds, and we can double click on the divide button to bring it back to the same velocity. And this one will be 8 and 4, and the next one will be 12 and 8. And I did it on purpose so you can bounce it on the beat. This is 16 and 12. Alright, so now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and if we want to make them let them all run, we just go for the last clip. Let's make it a little bit faster, and of course if you're not touching it's a loop, and then you can play with different parts of it and tease the viewers before you drop the main clip. Let's talk about the main clip. The main clip is 64 seconds. It's a long clip. You can just hit it and then go drink something. Come back after an hour. No, I'm joking. Don't leave your post. I didn't say it. And the nice thing about it that you can also find, you can find the parts of it that you can create a bouncy loop within the clip. So let's leave it as is right now. We'll deal with it later, I think, and we'll go to the next clip. The next clip is called Wave because it's just like waves. And this clip is also made of 2 different animations. The first one, you can see the mask is in this position, and the second one is in this position. So what we'll do here, let's also make slice this one and this one as well, and let's make it go faster, and here as well, so we can choose whatever mask we want to come at front. And that's, I mean, we can leave another one which is both of the masks. And let's make a little bit previews of how these different masks look. And this one I would actually prefer to have a clean wall, so I know it's the main one. This one, let's find a presentation that shows what's going inside. Okay, that's nice. All right, let's carry on. And the next one, we already duplicated this one. This one is the Samoan beat. So the Samoan beat is a clip that is made from 2 seconds when things are getting into place, then 4 seconds of umsa 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 umsa. So let's duplicate it, then limit it to 2 seconds and bounce it. Very nice. And the next one will be 2 seconds up to 6 seconds. And this one will be more like yep. All right, that's nice. Next look, let's go to full screen. Yes, just imagine this bad boy in a club when everything is dark and this is the only thing that is shown behind the DJ. It's gonna drop some jaws, I hope. So let's leave it as is. I want to show you that I created different, the same basic, let's call it them full screen clips, but with a different material. And this is let's call it a stylist decision that you need to make. If this is the right thing, or the stone look is the right thing for your event, or you can play them together. And what do I mean by that? Let's take a wave clip, and this one should be until 4, and let's see, here we have 4 beats and here we have 4 beats. So right now if I trigger it with the column trigger, what you see is that I can already make interesting looks, which is half stone, half dark. And of course I can do the crazy swagga thing, but don't do it. And what we can do now is use masks. And if you don't know about the mask mode in Resolume, it's a really awesome feature, and I had a whole tutorial made just for this, and I will link for it below this video. So let's just see how it looks. We can have different looks, and everything is synced. So it looks pretty awesome. What I can do also is add some levels and glow. This is the parameters of the glow, and I think it looks awesome. So experiment with it. You have a whole deck that is that I gave you for free, also link below. And what I'll do now is do the tedious work of making the same clips here, making the same copies of them. So I'll have everything in sync. This is 4. This is 8. 8 and 4. And 4. Another copy. and this should be 12 and 8, and the last one would be 12 and 16. Let's see, here we have them on 4 bits. So let's get it to 4 bits and 4 bits, and these ones as well, and this one is 32 bits. Okay, great. So next one should be the main. The main clip is just as it is. We can activate the mask. Let's see, this one is 128. Okay, so we can close the blur, close levels, and this can be one of the looks, but something here is wrong. This should play. So right now, if we play them together, they will actually play. And create some awesome looks. Right, let's move on to the wave. So we got one of these waves here, and the other one is at 8 and 4. This is just all the clip, 8 bits and 8 bits. This is the bit. So we'll take the wave, this wave we don't need anymore. Let's take this bit here, and we can see we have 2 seconds. So let's close this one at 2. How many bits? 1 bit. And what do we have here? We have the same with 6 and 2 and 4 bits. So there we go. So right now, let's see how it looks. It looks awesome. That's great. Okay, so we did this, let's call them full screen clips. And next up is, let me show you. So let's say foreground, play. All right, so if we pause it for a minute, what we see here is that we have a mask, we have another circle here, we have all kinds of tribal symbols, we have a froggy frog somewhere here, there we are. So what I did is I took these elements and I separated them. So we have something like this, which is the mask, and the way you see it is it's looping, and we can place it, move it around, do very nice stuff with it, make it jump on the beat, all kinds of stuff. So this is an element, that's how I call it. So the nice thing about an element is that if we'll take, for instance, and put something in the back of it, you can start and create your own compositions by using full screens, and on top of them elements, and we'll create some more backgrounds from the elements soon. But what it gives you the freedom to do it very modular, you know? You can really create your own scenes and do wonderful stuff. And that's why we are all here, yeah? To amaze people and drop the jaws. Drop the jaw, drop the jaw. Okay, so what I like to do when I use elements, let's filter my list. This is a drop shadow. So I like to add a drop shadow to the elements. It gives them a little bit, supposedly, ambient occlusion between the different elements and the background. And I like to drop a transform as well, just to have it ready, because I'm going to move a lot of them. So what I'm doing is taking this clip and copying. Wait, where did I put it? What? Unbelievable. I dropped it here. Alright. Don't do that at home. Alright, so now it is happening. We have a transform and we have a drop shadow. But not this one. I want my own drop shadow, which is more soft. That's great. Okay. Everybody relax. So what I'm doing now is copying these effects with Ctrl C, and then I will go to all my other elements that are waiting here, and I will just paste effects on them. And now each one of them has his own, maybe I'll try it on a clear background. You see? That's how I want it to be a little bit, to add a little bit depth. So that's cool. And let's see what we can do with these elements. So let's take this bad boy here. Whenever I make elements, I try to make them to fill as much as possible of the, let's call it a screen, because I want to use as much as possible pixels. You can always make them smaller, but if you take a small clip and you scale it up, it looks bad. So I try to give it to you as big as possible. So we can, if we want to use it as an element, it's a little bit big. So I'm not going to use this transform. I'm going to use this transform because when I copy it later, it will copy together with the other effects. So this is a nice size for an element. Let's copy it, and here I want to use position. Let's bring it up, and we can put it on the side, add a flip to it, and then we can place you know, whatever you want inside. Actually, they have to be, this should be a bottom layer, and this should be above it. And we'll add some more complexity and loops and looks soon. So let's update by clicking Ctrl Shift T this clip, and let's see what we can do next. So we can do another interesting look maybe. Let's close it. So if we'll drop a radial cloner in it, radial cloner. Let's scale it up. Let's this one should be, yeah. This can be an interesting, let's call it frame that can, let's open it a little bit, radius. So we can place stuff inside and make it interesting. We can also drop a spin on it by going to timeline, and then let's reduce it. Maybe in this particular, let's make it 0.1. Okay, another variation is made. This should maybe be on top. It's like a frame that closes stuff, and things can be in the back of it. Alrighty, so carry on with this clip. So this clip is nice. You can add another element in the center, and I made it specifically this way so you can just play it as is. But if you want to take this clip and separate it, what we'll do is let's copy it. Let's close this guy. So this time I am going to use the built-in transform. I'm going to separate it, and then I'm going to reposition it again with the other position to go, let's say, 450. And now we have it centered, and now we can apply all kinds of effects to it, and we can create a different variations. So when we saw this one, both of them were facing outwards, and we couldn't change their position because scaling would scale them both and wouldn't allow us to separate them. So let's take this guy, let's push the other ones. I'm holding copy and holding control and clicking and dragging it, and there is a little line, and this line means it's going to push the other ones to the right. So once we have this, we can also drop a radial cloner on it, and we can again get the radius, get more clones. Maybe we'll move it here, and now we have more of the side of it that is being seen, that is whatever. So here let's up the number of clones. That's nice. So again we can place something in the middle, and have a framing element for our stuff. Okay, let's update the thumbnails. This is just this guy. This is another crazy thing. Let's create this thing but opposite, meaning them both looking inwards. So we'll get this guy, and let's drop him to the side, and then we'll go and add a flip on it, and now we have this loop and we have this loop. We can choose whatever we want to use. Let's say that I'd like to add this one on top, and this one's inside. So let's scale them down and separate them by, no, it's not, yes it is, drop shadow transform, yep. So let's separate them, and this guy will go to his original size. So that's another thing that we can create. Let's update this thumbnail. Great. Alright, let's carry on with this froggy frog element, and note that this spec is in 60 frames per second, so we can always slow it down. Let's slow it down even more, and of course making it faster is always easier, so pay attention to the speed. I made it not that fast, so you could play it in chill out events, and you can also play it in hardcore shagalaga events. Okay, so this froggy frog is nice. Let's use some, let's duplicate first, and let's use some stack. Let's use a stack and not do it again. So copy, and then come here and let's first clear these ones and then paste effects. So right now we have this weird thing. Let's adjust it to fit this element. So we can scale them down, we can close the thing and have a look and see this is looking more flat, and once we have a shadow it looks a little bit better. Let's update it, let's copy it again. This time let's start rotation. So you see now the horns are facing inwards, and we have another variation, and we can then layer them all later. And I'm just doing it, I'm just flowing, not really putting it in the places and stuff. I'm just running on my creative ideas, what to do, where to put. We'll do it later. So we got this froggy. What else can we do with this froggy? Let's leave it like this for now. Maybe we'll come up with something later. Alright, to the next element. So this tribal element, let's call it, has a 360 degrees spin on it, as it is, and we have another one here that just animates and is not spinning. So we can drop the same thing we did with the froggy frog. Let's copy its effects. Let's go to one of them and duplicate it, and here we can close these and paste effects. Awesomeness. So already looking good. Let's do the same thing with the one that is not spinning. So paste effects. This one, let's close it a little bit. Let's by upping the scale and the radius and more scale. And this is awesome. So you see, you can make from each element, you can make multiple clips and variations, and I'm just touching the iceberg here. Okay. Of course we can take, this is really like screaming, please take me, and make two duplicate it with the flip. I once had a friend that ate a flip, but it's a different story. So these are really nice, and we can maybe add, play with them, and let's say that we have hit here. Let's update it, and then we'll drop this thing on it, It looks really awesome. Okay, great. So we got this, we got that, and now let's check what we can do with this element. Alrighty, so this looks quite innocent. We can of course put let's say we can have it I don't know, let's have a face, but this face, I mean the mask, and the mask will be, this is interesting, you know, and then have something else beneath them, something like our froggy frog maybe. So let's copy it, drop it here, then change the scale of it. So that's an interesting thing. We could close everything with this maybe, and start to have really interesting you know, live visuals set going on. Alrighty, what else can we do with it? Let's duplicate it, and let's drop a slide. So I got a preset already made of the slide effect. We just slide it left, and if we drop a flip mirror horizontal on top, we'll have 2 copies of it, just like traveling on a screen. So got them, got this, got that. What about this bloke here? So we can also create a copy of it. Who did we have here? This guy. So let's copy its effects. Copy, then here we are closing this and dropping the effects on it. So this is nice, and we can have many things inside. Okay, so let's see that we are updated here. This is update. This guy is yes, this guy is updated. This one, yes. This is updated. This is just an element, and I'll just put it on the side for now if I want to use it later. So the next thing I want to do is to create more backgrounds. The way I'm going to do it, I'm going to take this main loop. Let's find an interesting spot. Let's say let's start from here, and we have all the way to here. That's nice. So let's take it all the way here and then bounce it, and then what we have, let's actually, the beat doesn't matter much on this one. So now we have this loop-de-loop, and what we can do, and something I found when I did the, you know, usually I do a clip and then I take it to Resolume and I try all kinds of effects on it to see how it looks, was something about terrain. Yep. Okay, let's see. That's awesome. This is a preset I already made. Let's put a flip V on it. This is nice, and just not to make it too symmetric, I'll make it diagonal. So this is a really nice background. Can be a nice background to whatever clip that you want to play on it, and That's really nice. Let's see what we can add here more. So let's something about the attenuation. Yeah, I like it to be faded. This is really, you can see the tick tick tick, and this is more faded. I like it better like this. So this is a nice background that we can make. Let's see, maybe we can you see how well it goes. So this one should be below, and we can, let's put it here, and then we can add a and that's how we created a nice composition that is looping, and I love it. Alright, so this is one of the backgrounds. Let's duplicate it again. Let's actually make let's add the thumbnail, and then let's drop a different effect on the same thing. This should be something with tunnel. Yes, I have a preset made. So you can see this tunnel is let's say quite weird. Actually, let's try the default tunnel first. Forget it. Let's start from this tunnel. So this is nice if we'll add a transform after it, and we'll move it to the side and drop a mirror, a horizontal mirror on it. Let's flip the X and close it. Okay, minus 960, of course. So almost there, kind of. So let's do this. Let's bypass the mirror for a minute. Let's bypass the cha-cha and this. What we can do, if you want to have more details there, let's drop a mirror quad before everything. Now if we'll add, you see much more details running here. This part I don't like at all, it's too smeared, so that's why we pushed it to the side, and this is really nice. I really like it. I was in awe when I did it. When I tried the loops, make the loops, I was like, damn man. Okay, so this is another background we can make. What we can do is, of course, move its, change its speed with the tunnel. Speed, faster, slower, and of course, how can we play it without any kind of an element? Let's what will happen if we add these ones? This is nice also. And then we add on top, let's add this this guy. Very nice. Craziness. Okay, let's talk about how can we change the different looks of this pack. So one of the things, when I create a pack, I really try to make it to fit all kinds of screens. You know, you have LEDs, you have projectors. I try to give it to you balanced, but if you want to tweak it, we can add levels and add the blur, and it looks, I don't know, totally different, more tribal, more craziness, better contrast. And if I'll recolor it. Let's remove this one. This is also a really nice look you can make. And I'm changing things on the composition. So I'm in a co-working space, and there is a party going on, guys. I hope you will excuse them. It's Saturday night. All right. Okay, so this is another nice look you can make. It can work really well on all the clips. Of course, we can go into the U-rotate. What I did here is I limited the palette. So this is all the palette, and I limited it to be more of similar colors. And we can, of course, change it to be any color palette that we want. But this was nice for now. So this is about color palettes, and now what I'm gonna do, I'm going to change all of these and place them in their respectable and something places. So let's close these and let's try to order these. So what do we have here? Let's look at the layers. We have a background, we have a center, in motion, and foreground. So what I like to do is put backgrounds in the background. This is the background, let's update it. This is another background. This can be taken as a background here. And let's see, what do we want to have in the front? So we got the mask that opens up. This guy should be in motion or foreground. This is center. Let's move this guy to here. What is this? This can be also a center. These ones are into the in motion channel because they are moving from side to side. These guys stay here. This thing has to be below the foreground and below the center. Let's put it here for now. This one can be a background, it can be a foreground as well if you wanted to block things behind it. These guys, usually I like to put them in the back, and this is the center, to be in the center. This one can be a foreground. This can be here. This guy, let's lower, let's downscale it and put it in the center. These masks should be on the sides, another one on the sides, and this thing should definitely be as a background. This guy goes to the center. This thing can go to here for now. Okay. Great. So let's have another one of these and these here. Let's bring the scale back. and now when we play them together they are fitting perfectly. That's good. And this one is crazy. Let's put it in the back. Okay, so here we have the parts that work really well together with masks. Okay, and here we'll have the parts that we can build together. So this one stays here, these ones are going here. Yes. Okay, and let's try and build now. I want to have in one click to have really nice compositions going on here. So this is already nice. This one is not what I meant it to be, because this should be here, this can stay up. This is nice. What about this? No. This is nicer. These ones should go. This is actually the way the look was made with the radar cloner. Let's see. Yeah. So let's downscale it a little bit. That's much better. This can be really nice together with it. These, we already made them. Let's see how it looks with a background. Interesting, but no. This is better for it. Okay. What do we have here? It's a no-no. This mask comes and opens. It should be given its respect. What can go well with it? We saw something here. They can work really well together. These two. Let's leave it as is for now. What about this? No. Yeah, these guys should not be together. Let's try these. This is better. And this is the background. It looks nice. What do we have here? We have the wheel. And that's nice. That looks awesome. Great. So what I'm building here is columns that I can trigger in one click, and of course I can play between them and have mixes of them together. So that's really nice for now. Let's see what we can add on the topmost layer. So let's say we have something like this. That's nice, but maybe okay, what can we have below this thing? Or maybe actually we should have it here and then have something above it, something as our rounded mask. Let's copy it and have it here. So this looks much better together, something with the roundness of it. It's nice. And this guy, this should be here, and we can have a background for it which also moves forward. Let's duplicate it just to have it as is. That's awesome. So we kind of have it. Let's see what else can we do with them. Let's try and do this background, but with this missing lights. Let's take this, duplicate it. Let's take these effects, copy them, and drop them here. Something is above. Okay. This is crazy. I don't know if it's a viable thing. Let's try to do the same trick that we did earlier with dropping a mirror quad before everything. No. Let's try to pause it on a part that is really, let's say, at 1 second and 3 seconds. Okay, so this is a nice thing. It doesn't animate, but it's let's say more subtle. So I leave it like this. And what I'm going to do now is let's make elements that come from the side and go. So let's take this layer, put it one layer above. And what I want to do with this layer here, what I want to do with it is let's bring the scale back to 100%, and then we have a transform. Let's rotate it to the side. Let's make it -90. Then let's move the position to 450. Let's add a flip. That's nice. That gives me another idea that we can maybe create with a scale and maybe connect them, meaning move them to. Now we can add another rotation with transform on top of it, and the rotation will have a thingy here, and we can lower its speed a little bit. That's nice. Let's see how it looks with this should be in a way here, maybe even, okay, let's leave it here, and then here let's update it and see how it looks, maybe with a circle and something above everything. this can look nice. Okay, but that wasn't what I wanted to do. It's just a diversion. What I wanted to do is let's close this transform, meaning let's close this rotation. Okay, what I want to do now is use the transform. This drop shadow should be before everything, and use this transform to move them in and out of our frame. So let's make them peak from the sides. So we start at 1000 and then they go all the way to about 700 and go back. So 1700 and go back. Let's add a BPM sync. Let's go here, we said 700 and 1000. Okay, now we'll add a beautiful and very useful envelope timeline. Let's add or change the curves to something more so I want them to pick and stay, so this should be actually the opposite. They should stay here most of the time and then something like this. Let's update it, and that's great. What we can do now is, of course, you guessed it, guys, chill out. There's not a fight going on. It's fireworks or something. Saturday night, south of India. Oh yeah. Okay. Yes. Let's see how it composites. This and this, and maybe this. Really nice. Peeks out and then peeks in. I want to let it a little bit maybe nice. So let's take these elements and copy them, and what I'm trying to do is create something like this, you know, when we can play 4 layers, have the first one is a foreground or center, the next one is in motion when things come and go out. Let's add some effects. It's nice. So let's from here take this clip, copy its effects, go to here, let's duplicate this layer, let's close all the rest and close its effects and add ours. And what did we get? We get this thing, but let's see what's is going on here. Scale. So the scale should be 100. That's nice. Update it And let's do it with the frog. We do it with this. Let's do it with its body here. So this guy, let's paste the effects, and we know that scale should be 102. Actually, this can be really nice if we'll let it go all the way. So let's bypass this transform for now. Let's add a different transform, and this transform will rotate it sideways. Also interesting. -90. And let's add the slide left before the flip, before the transform to rotate it, and then what will happen if we'll have a flip that is this is even better. Okay, so this is another loop we can do, another clip. Maybe we'll have the slide faster, and then it will look like I don't know, like arrows or something that flies from side to side. It's nice. So let's update it. This is not what I want to make actually, but it's better. Do we need another copy of it? I'm not sure. Let's clear it for now. Let's see what else. We got this, we got them. Let's duplicate this guy here. Okay, but what I want to do with it, let's close the flip, and the drop shadow should be above it, and transform should be on the 500, 1000. Okay, so what I want to do is bring it in and out like we did before. So I'm going to take this and play with it, and we want to take it out. Actually, maybe we'll do it from the center and to the sides a little bit, so this will be, its max will be 650 and then going out to about 1000. Let's make it move by adding this position X, and not the timeline but a BPM sync, and then we said it's going to be 650 here, and this one is going to be about, let's say, 1100. Let's add this envelope, make it slower, and actually this one will be in the middle. That's nice, but we can, we can have it on the 1000 pixel mark, and that's enough. That's another one for the InMotion. Let's see what we can have more. Let's have a crazy thing from this. So let's copy it. Let's drop a radial cloner on it, the radial cloner. And we have a shadow on them. Shadow can go here. And now we can scale them up. Oh, that's nice. Just playing with it, guys. There's no other way to reach these heights. I mean, I could look at this for, I don't know, a few minutes now. Really nice. Let's have this and have another one when it moves. And how do we do this? We do it by moving this to the right and left, believe it or not, like this and like that. So this one will be minus 450. So let's automate it by going here, BPM sync, minus 450 and 450. So now we're gonna make it slower. We're gonna add an envelope to it in the middle. Nice. Let's that's nice. Radar cloner is scale. So what I'll do here, I'll close this, I'll lower the scale here to make it, to give it more room to move. So this one will be, let's say, minus 600, and this one will be 600. And now here I'll up, yes, and close the radius a little bit. That's nice. Okay, so we've got this one. Let's put a different thumbnail for it. This is still crazy. Oh, I remember another nice thing I did. I did in one of the sessions I had, which is, let's take this guy and copy it. Now what I want here is, I don't need this, and I don't need this, drop shadow I do need, and let's add another radial cloner. This is tricky, so something about, yeah. So let's lower the start radius and up the start scale. Then gonna automate the start rotation and the master rotation also, but one of them is gonna go to the other side. That's more like it. And scale will be something like this, coming up, and scale will be something like this, and radius will be 0, I think, and scale will be, yes. Oh, I know what happened. I need to bring it to the front, to the back. So we got transform and transform. This one should be taken to the middle. Now let's, yes, it's coming. And let's up the number of copies. That's nice. It's coming. And the drop shadow we have before, yes. And let's look, oh, that looks awesome. Something about the end scale, Yes, and start scale. Okay, start scale. Okay, now let's tilt it a little bit. I mean, rotate, rotation, just to center it. That's great. Look at this. This is a psychedelic. What we can do once we have this thingy is to let's see. So when I click it, so maybe we should fix the angle of the transform. Let's click it. Okay, now we are cool. Okay, let's erase this one. So what we can do, of course, is what I like to do, to add another transform after everything. And now push it to the side. So we'll go for 600. Less. And of course, we like to add the flip mirror horizontally. And that's about it, guys. Another one bites the dust. What can we place in the middle of it? Maybe this brother. Hypnotizing people in big events. All right, so that's nice. Let's update. What else can be on the sides and moving? This is great. And this one we did. Froggy frog. That's great. Let's have the froggy frog. Let's have it come from up and down, and also from the sides. So in order to do that, what we'll do here is close the flip for now. Not of this. Yes. And let's have the transform not on the X, but on the Y. Scale it back to 100. Start at 700 and go to 200. And BPM sync. So 200. And let's say even 800. Then make it slower and add an envelope. And guess what? Who's got the flip? I got the flip. That's nice, but 200 is too much. Let's go to 0. No, the other way around. 300. So we can have something like this. Come and maybe hide this thingy. and of course everything can go inside something. Okay, I think it's about time that we'll add some music and check who's who's and what's what's. And why is the BPM so fast? I wonder. Alright, so what about some music? There it is. Let's check first the boom. Nice. Boom. Nice. Okay, that's nice. Let's see that we're missing a little bit of jumpy center elements. Let's play the music for now. Jumpy center elements. So let's take our friends here. This friend. Let's duplicate it, and on the scale let's bounce it, so starting at 75 and going all the way up to 100. Let's add a BPM sync, start at 75, go to 100 and add a timeline. No, a BPM sync we have. Add an envelope. Let's go from 75 to 100, just really fast, and then it goes back. So this one can go maybe with a boom. Okay, maybe for impact we'll start at 50. Too fast, not this, circular in. Pa pa ra pa 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 boom, pa pa ra pa 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 boom, pop. That's nice. And we can. That's nice. Let's make it another. So this is ready. Let's so on the right we'll have the element as is, and on the left, I mean, on the right we'll have this animation. So if we drag with control and drop it on this one, but something here is strange, doesn't go to 100. Okay, because we have this here. So let's put it here, and this one goes bye-bye. No. Let's do it again. take this transform and copy it. Okay, it's nice. Impact. What else do we want to impact? Let's take this one as well. Let's this transform is not in use. Let's take this transform and copy it by holding Control. Boom. Nice. Boom. Shake, shake, shake the room. Okay. What about this friend? This friend has to... Okay. So we got some impact going on. These impacts might be in the InMotion layer as well. So let's see what's happening. Now this is nice. What happens if we put it here? These ones are new. We have to place them in the back and in the background. Okay, just adding a little bit of motion into the deck. Okay, so I think we're kind of ready here. Let's go over the columns and see how it works together. So here it doesn't work really well. Let's this one we should update. This is nice on its own. This is not right now because this should be here. Maybe this, no, this one is not going here. Let's find a center element to have with them. Maybe the one that spins. So not this. One of these, I guess. Okay, let's duplicate it, place it here. This is nice. This one let's update. And we don't need all of these. Next. It's nice. This one is a no-no. What's going on here? This is in the right place. This is on the top. It shouldn't be on the top. So let's these ones are going to be in their original height, and let's switch them with this. This is better, and we don't need another. We don't need here another center. This mask should be a bigger mask. So what's holding it? Yep. Very nice. Next. This is kind of cool. I love it. As is. Here, I think we're missing something. We're missing a center, and we're having two of these on the sides. So let's try to turn one of them off. That's great. We got this guy here from the center. Let's, I think, so this one should be here, this one should be on the side, and this one should be here. Let's have a look. Great. What do we have here? Another thing that can benefit from a center. That's cool. And this can go together with it. And this is crazy because we have two red clones, one on top of the other. We don't need them really. Okay, so here we have a few more. Nice. I have a few more of these. So what we can do is have some kind of spinning. Where's the spinning thing here? That's a good fit here, and I got them from the sides. They go to the sides, so this might be nice. Okay. Too big. Let's downscale it a little bit. That's better. And so this one is better with this because they're quite similar. I don't want to mix between them. This is much nicer, and it looks like it spins it while it's spinning. That's nice. Let's see what else can we add here. On the sides. We can have this. Where was it? Two of these copies. Yeah, this thing can work well with it. Let's copy it here. That's about it. Let's now add the music again. more quiet. Now we need to find some beat. So we can have this one here. Okay, great, let's go to music. Okay, righty, so what I'm gonna do now is duplicate this line here and add it here. So we'll have a background that we can add all kinds of center elements and stuff to it. That's nice. What else can we have? This is great. We can have this kind of thing that works and goes on the beat, and to have these two that spin. Maybe smaller ones. Let's duplicate them. Scale them down. Also, it can be a nice mix. That's kind of it. We have the deck kind of ready. If we want to trigger these and add a mirror, a mask, we can do it. If we want to have we can also drop a different color on this layer. Let's add a U in H. You rotate on this layer and we can change the U to whatever we like. We can also drop a U on this layer. Sorry, not on this layer, but on this layer. To add some color to it, we can add this recolor. Recolor to this here, to not the composition, but the You can create some really nice things if we just start playing and adding foreground. So we can add the recolor before the hue and get some crazy looks. Let's say the recolor has a palette. Let's close this one for a minute. Okay. This looks great. And now if we edit below, we can with the U rotate. The colors. Okay, I think this deck is kind of ready. This is, one of them is not right. Yeah, this one should go with the bounce. Okay. So you can add what color you want to each layer or to the all composition. Let's close this and go to the composition, and we can have a different color. Edge detection is very nice because I made it especially with the really sharp edges. Alright, so that was me creating the Samoan deck. Next one is coming up, the Ankh. It has different loops, a different concept. Let's see what we can do from this one. See you on the next video.